Hello, everybody. Welcome to our first ever Facebook Live where we are together. It is so infinitely better. So much better. We tried it yesterday. It did not work. This is Lynnette Astaire, founder of Superfood School, world-renowned, delicious-looking chef. I got a chance to actually try her work of art today, so I know and officially can say she is a wonderful chef. I'm so excited to have her for Debunking Your Dumbass Theories. Everybody who's been watching knows that is the theme of my presentation, my show, my Facebook Lives, because I came to coaching at Handel Group full of dumbass theories. Now, here's what I'm going to do. We're going to play a little game. I'm going to tell Lynnette what I used to eat for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and she's going to have to guess what my theories were about food. Okay, this will be fun. You ready? Okay, so now I eat very healthy, as you know, because you've seen my...
Yeah, I just raided her kitchen.
She's seen my kitchen. I showed her the good, the bad, and the ugly. So I used to eat a bagel and butter for breakfast. Okay. Then around midday, I would get a little snacky, so I'd have some candy, like some Hershey's Kisses. Then for lunch, I would have very healthy. I thought this was very healthy. I would have lentils and then a cup of Jell-O, right? And then, of course, I would have a little bit of a crash from the sugar around 3 or 4, so I'd have a Mr. Good bar. And then for dinner, I would have pasta and cheese, usually goat cheese, maybe an artichoke or sun-dried tomato sauce kind of thing for vegetables. And then I would top that off with a pint of Ben & Jerry's ice cream. And I thought, you know, that there was tie-dye on the label of the ice cream. So I thought that was very healthy also. Never mind. I'm allergic to dairy, but never mind that. It's okay. I thought it was just normal to always be sick. Okay. So what do you think my theories were about food?
Well, first of all, I feel like you were in college because that sounds like...
This lasted after college, believe it or not.
Wow. It seems like your theories might have been just like keeping things really small, like in treating yourself all the time. And I'm kind of thrown off because I was thinking like maybe this is some type of like Atkins thing. I'm like, okay, well, here comes the sugar and then the pasta and then the goat cheese with a little bit of artichoke. Like
there was a vegetable in my diet. There was
I can't even, I mean, whatever it is, it's definitely misinformed, and it's a lot of candy and sugar, which that's really not.
It was not good. So I came to coaching actually believing that I was healthy because I wasn't eating meat, wasn't eating a lot of meat. So I came to coaching thinking I was pretty healthy. I also thought that no meal was complete without sugar, obviously. No meal or snack was complete without sugar.
I got a feeling that too.
Yeah. And
I'm a big sweet person.
That I also did not believe there was any relationship between what I was eating and how I was feeling, obviously, because I was feeling like crap after all of that. And it never even dawned on me that it had to do with what I was eating. It also did not dawn on me that the reason I was in a size 14 body had anything to do with what I was eating, or that I didn't want to ever go shopping for myself or stay awake past 9 o'clock. So coaching opened my eyes so radically to my dumbass theories about food. It was silly. My coach had to literally reteach me everything about how to eat, how to think about food, how to treat myself.
Yourself, yeah.
And so anyway, we have Lynnette here. We have Lynnette here because she is an expert. Wow. She is founder of Superfood School, where she is teaching people not only how to eat better and be more healthy, but to respect food and see the beauty in food. And if you look at her Instagram, what's her Instagram?
Chef Lynnette and Superfood School. So both of them have a lot of things going on.
Gorgeous. Just totally inspiring just to look at the food, which is one of the big breakthroughs that I had, which was that food is an offering from above. Food is this spiritual relationship with natural things that are so gorgeous. If you look at a red cabbage or you look at a strawberry, it is a work of art. I never looked at my food. I covered it in sugar. That was my
sugar and salt and sauces and things.
Sugar. Yeah. So Lynnette is here to debunk some of my favorite dumbass theories about food, starting with that healthy food doesn't taste good, because that was the first thing I told my coach. It doesn't taste good, Lauren. Like, why are you going to make me suffer? This is my joy in life. Okay, so what do you have to say?
Okay, so the thing about food not tasting good is that we're trained in another way. We're trained in a completely different way. Our palate, like this thing is a computer. It's a computer and it stacks up. And so the more years that you have stacked up, you just get used to things. And so then you have to retrain your palate. So that means you have to retrain the way you cook and you season things. And, you know, what was the big point with her past diet was that she just cut out the meat. And I think so many people think that ultimately, oh my gosh, if I just cut out the meat, then everything's okay. And I can get bulk burgers and veggie burgers and things. And really, that's still going to processed food. And at the end of the day, it would make more sense, apart from ethical reasons, to have a grass-fed, all of the things, steak as opposed to this really processed soy and veggie burger, you know? So keep that in mind, apart from the ethical. If you have the ethical issues, obviously you're going to find another way to make things work for you. But just automatically, just generally speaking, don't think that eliminating meat is going to change everything.
Okay, but here, I want to ask you, what's the biggest insight people have or aha experience people have at Superfood School when they discover that something tastes good? What are you teaching them that has them flip their brain to, oh, this does taste good, actually?
They're learning how to season from scratch, from the foundation. So with Superfood School, like our core classes, more plants on your plate, regardless of what your diet, and it's called Secret
Say that slow. That's important.
More plants on your plate, regardless of your diet, you know? So we're
plants on your plate.
Yes.
Got it.
Yes. And we're very non-judgmental. I'd poll all of my classes and events. I would say 75 to 80 people are looking to get more plants on their plate, but they're not looking to convert to veganism. Okay. It's the greater percentage. And 2 or 3 or 4 people are already vegans, or some people wanting to convert, but most people are everyday eaters that just really want to get a hold of this plant-based thing as best as possible and integrate it. And the best way to do that is through seasoning. So you really want to start to season things, but it's not going to be the same way you would season meat or fish. Like you think about it traditionally, like you kind of steam it when you bake the fish, or you marinate it, you sous vide, you use the vacuum sealer. My dad has a whole thing to do that, but you have to literally learn how to prepare vegetables in a way to have them receive the seasoning. So for example, things like boiling versus steaming. You don't really want to boil things. It doesn't matter what you're eating. Boiling vegetables, think about it this way. Every great nutrient and all the good stuff, literally you drain it out of the water. It's going out. It's going out of the water. It's going down the drain.
So what are we doing? We're sauteing.
You are sauteing and you're steaming. Steaming is going to keep everything together.
Or broiling.
Grilling. I mean, when you're cooking at that high of a level of heat, then you're now losing nutrients.
Interesting.
You're losing. The more you cook things, the more nutrients you're going to lose. I like to make it into
sugar, you see. I like to caramelize.
Yeah, you want to caramelize
I'm trying
things.
to still get my sugar right from my broccoli and cauliflower.
Yeah, it's a
I am. I'm still a sugar addict. I just get high on carrots now.
No, me too. It's okay. It's okay. But yeah, if you look for more specialty things, the practice of grilling and broiling should not be your main thing. Your main thing when preparing vegetables is number 1, steaming, and number 2, sauteing. That's where you're going to keep the most nutrients. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, this is the flip side. And this is where the education comes in, is that like when you make tomatoes, if you heat them, lycopene comes out. And then that's one thing. But if it's in the raw state, then you have vitamin C and other things are not being degraded. So then you have to just pay a little bit of attention, you know, and that's the same thing with your heavy greens. If you cook them a little bit, then the digestibility, so it doesn't kill everything, but then you're able to digest the food, which is really important too, because we've all had food comas, you know what I mean? And where I'm from, we call it the itis. So that is basically your body telling you that it's taxed.
It's busy.
It's taxed. It's busy. It's busy. And the more things that you add onto it that aren't quote unquote pre-digested, then everything moves slow.
So are you trying to say cook more, cook less, or balance the two?
Be mindful.
Be mindful.
You now have to be mindful. You can't do things on autopilot, or you can't do things like, oh, okay, I'm just going to look at this recipe and just tell me what to do. Everyone wants to be a victim with one of the things that you do most in your entire life with eating. You're just going to put that in someone else's hands. Like, you know, people come to my class, they're like, where are the recipes? We don't have recipes. What? You come to our class and literally everything's out.
Design your life, design your sauce.
Literally, you're going in the class is called Secret Sauce. And you use the word secret sauce quite a bit. So I know that you get it. And I know that you guys, if you're checking with her, then you're totally checking with me. What is literally your secret sauce? Mentally, the whole thing. People come out changed because there's such a big gap, a learning gap, and people are afraid, you know, to cook. And somewhere along the lines,
I was terrified to even meet my own palate. It's like, no, just deaden it with sugar. I don't want to.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I don't want to feel any other feelings, Lynette. Okay, so you have a personal story, I'm sure, right, about why you would have changed your diet drastically. Can you give it to us in a nutshell?
Yeah, really quickly. So I started my first food business when I was 11, and it was oddly enough Rice Krispie treats. Yeah. But that allowed the little money. It was good though. You know, it allowed me. It started because I'd rejected the food system at my school, and it was Catholic school. And my mom's like, "Oh, you know, it's free. We got it." She's like, "I don't care, Mom. I want to go grocery shopping with you." Started making Rice Krispie treats. Ended up selling those and making little granolas and snacks for myself. And then I started buying like rice milk and things at 11, 12, just very curious. So I always followed my curiosity. And then my mother she survived breast cancer twice. So every time she did in high school, I went up a notch. And then when I went to college, like I was here in New York, which is great. It's just everything. I've explored every diet from macrobiotic. When I was Madonna's doing, what is this, macrobiotic? Gwyneth, okay, all right, I'm going to try that. Lisa Left Eye Lopez from TLC, she put me on to fasting, which was incredible. So everyone, pop culture, I pulled those things and slowly but surely just built up stuff. So just following my curiosity.
Gotcha. And obviously seeing what food does to our health and well-being.
Yeah.
In your mother, I assume.
Yeah. And how it affects me. So
fabulous. We're just going to make that go away. Make it go away. Bye-bye. But thank you for checking in. Okay. So getting nutrients from a plant-based diet. Remember, we're talking to 80% or more people who are still going to plan to eat protein, meat, etc. But I assume we've all changed our minds about this, right?
Oh, for sure.
Maybe most of the planet doesn't know yet, but you can get a lot of protein from plants. Say something about
Absolutely. That. One of the biggest shifts that you can do is with your rice. And I pick rice all the time because it is everywhere around the world, and every culture's got a little rice dish. And if you're able to swap your white rice, number one, for brown rice, and then if you swap it for wild rice, you're now at like the top level of like rice, and like
up level your rice.
Just up level your rice.
Please.
So think about it like this. A third of a cup of wild rice is like 7 or 8 grams of protein. So, and it's a lot of minerals. Think anytime you have color in things, that's minerals, that's antioxidants, that's like life. Anything that's stripped, white potatoes, the pasta, everything's been refined. That's not good. Refined sugar, anything that's been refined, you gotta be really careful with that stuff. You know what I mean? And get rid of that stuff. Another thing is buckwheat. Buckwheat kind of goes along the quinoa kind of lines. I'll make buckwheat like porridge with you swap that for like oatmeal in the morning. You swap that at night.
Basically, you're taking the meat out and you're putting in really nutrient-dense grains.
You can put in some grains. Yep, you can put in those. But also remember that your greens is where it starts, because if you're doing more of like the Whole30 or you're watching the grains and stuff, both of those things are gluten-free, but some people are still not into them at the moment.
Yeah,
and
I'm not into grains.
Greens, then you're going to go to greens. Think about it this way.
Greens, not grains.
Greens,
personally.
all of the foods that the animals that you get the meat from, they're all eating these greens, and they're eating grass all day. So you think about that. You want to get real woo-woo into it. Think about the sun. Sun, chlorophyll gives things green. We're all just eating the sun at the end of the day. That is the energy that we're doing. So it's close the gap. All right. And you're totally in the sun.
I love close the gap between you and the sun.
Close the gap between you and the sun. Seriously, keep it with that. My only thing with the rice, I will say this: food is tradition, food is culture, and use new dishes to substitute the white and brown rice from. So like, for example, I love Thai food. And if I'm making a Thai dish traditionally, I'm going to use the jasmine rice, and I'm just going to just be happy and enjoy that. You know, with the wild rice, mushrooms, you're making up new things. You just don't say like, I'm going to do all these vegetables and then I'm just going to bring in this white and brown rice. Don't do that. Keep your core traditional foods and stuff, because people still eat your feelings. So if you're not on some dietary thing and you want grandma's old thing, like, don't put wild rice in it. She'll be like looking down, like, what are you doing?
So you're keeping like, something safe.
I'm keeping it's feelings.
You're just going for more plants on the plate
as much as possible, and being mindful about it and saying like, you know what? I don't think wild rice, because wild rice is heavy. And that's the thing with a lot of the stuff that's not refined. We're used to light, heavy foods. For some reason, somebody thought that was okay. And the heavier things, like a lot of vegan foods, are very dense. They're like, wow, this is heavy and dense, which is great. It's nutrient rich. You don't have to eat that much. We have to eat so much stuff because it's filled with nothing. You eat a bag of chips, you're like, okay, what's next?
Right.
So yeah,
makes so much sense. I really can't believe how much your neural pathways change when you start to eat differently. When you start to think about quantity differently, you start to think about taste differently. You start when the sugar goes away, you don't crave it anymore. So then real foods taste so much better. That shocked me. I had no idea. I thought I was going to be suffering forever. I suffered for about a week. While I cleansed out all the habits. And then after that week, it was like, oh, there's this whole other rainbow out there that I didn't know existed. My whole rainbow was like beige to brown. So
that's so funny.
Bagel to chocolate, beige to brown. Now my rainbow is purple. I eat purple cabbage every day. I'm obsessed with it. Purple cabbage over green cabbage. Think purple, antioxidants. It doesn't just come from blueberries and acai bowls. Okay. Get with the time. Okay. So let's talk about money, because one thing that I always heard over the years from my clients and also felt is, can I really afford to eat healthy? Can I afford to eat organic? Can I afford to do all this? Obviously, if you cut meat out, that's probably helps. But what do you tell people when they complain about the logistics, the convenience, the money? Is this really practical? Because that's a big theory.
Yeah. I mean, it's definitely to eat quote unquote perfect. Like you're definitely going to break the bank. But a lot of things, remember the food, it's still a business and it's still an industry. So the shift from people selling you Coca-Cola, those same people behind the back are about to sell you plant-based Coca-Cola. Like it's okay. It's still selling and still pushing. So you have to keep in mind that everything that's out there now, just because it's plant-based and good for you, doesn't necessarily need to have it. Like you don't need every single type of superfood that is on the shelf. Like think about it this way. Superfoods are all foods that are super, right? If you take a zucchini, it's super. But then when you deep fat fry it, you bread it, you coat it, you put a bunch of oils and sweet sauces on it, it's not super anymore. Okay. So you keep things in their most natural state and you do good with them. That's going to save you money because you don't have to buy a lot of prepared foods. Okay. Another thing is,
or do a lot.
That makes sense. Do a lot. The foundation of Superfood School and with our classes, like I said, you don't need a $700 Vitamix blender to get started. Okay. You can use a whisk. And if you don't have a whisk, use a fork. I just made a sauce for her downstairs without knowing what was in her cabinet with a whisk. And she is going to smash lunch. It's going to be great.
I already tasted a little bit.
I know, right? Okay. I'll share with her the recipe and then you guys could check it out. But yeah, so you start that way. You look at the Dirty Dozen, which is on the environmental working group, to find out, what's best with the pesticides. Like if you're really cutting corners, think about your fruits and vegetables that you're not going to eat the skin of. So for example, like your melons, like those big melons, the cantaloupes, avocados. If you gotta kind of, can't go organic, then whatever is not being sprayed with pesticides, because that's the next thing on top of it. That's the problem. Your strawberries, your berries, your bananas. Ideally, but if you can't do it, just cut that out the best way. Get a small amount of things from Whole Foods, from places that, like, Whole Foods is where you get things that you just cannot find anyplace else. All right. And then from there,
otherwise we're going to a CSA or a farmer's market.
Otherwise you're going to CSA, farmer's market, Trader Joe's, or even, for New York, like you can go to the organic, like all these Gristedes, even Seatown might have like,
it's true.
For LA, Publix has an organic section. Joel Osco in Chicago has an organic section. Heb has an organic section. You can save a lot of money
on organics depending on where you shop.
Literally. Ralph's, Pavilions, Heb, Joel, Osco, Publix. All these places? I don't.
So generous with your list.
No, I just literally, I know grocery shops all over the country, and those are the most kind of mainstream and easily found. I'm letting you guys know that like those places have the organics. They have a small, but let's start there.
My best hack for saving money, cutting sugar. So I wanted to eat less and smaller quantities of food. And my best hack for convenience is at the beginning of the week, cooking in large quantities. I know it doesn't stay that fresh, but for a few days I have my batches of vegetables and they're in their little tubs and with a good sauce, which I'm so excited about.
It's all about the sauce.
That's a beautiful meal, either with a protein or with a grain or however you do it.
Yes.
And then I'm set for the week, and it is actually very convenient.
Very. It's all about the sauce. Really, it's about the seasoning.
The sauce is boss. That's your slogan.
The sauce is boss. And like I said, if you're not vegan per se, people, and I encourage people, like, think about what you can do with this. And someone's like, well, can I use this with shrimp? I'm like, I wouldn't, but you would. Can I put this on grilled chicken? I can put this on grilled chicken, not just vegetables. Obviously, that
sauce you made me would be good on anything.
Of course.
I would put that on anything.
Of course.
But she made it. It's basically tahini, maple syrup, coconut aminos,
a little bit of salt, a little bit of water, and smoked paprika. And it would have been good
with lemon too.
Yep.
And water. And I'd eat that on cucumbers. I'd eat it on carrots. I'm eating it on grilled vegetables. I would definitely eat it on any kind of protein. So
yes.
I'm so jazzed about it. Okay. Is there anything else you want to add? Any other dumb theories you've heard people say about food or eating healthy that you would like to debunk for us all?
I would say a big thing is with the greens, with the smoothies. Just because you see a green smoothie, it doesn't taste green. Hey, folks, it tastes like mango or banana, more than likely.
Don't be afraid of the green smoothie, people.
That's the best thing to do is the green smoothie, because first thing in the morning, you've got a handful, a salad. You've eaten a side salad, your first thing in the morning. Think about the word breakfast, breaking the fast. A lot of you guys are into intermittent fasting. I'm into that too. Every day, regardless of what you do, everyone breaks their fast because it's breakfast. So you want to start that off with greens, get the sun, get the energy, and it doesn't have to taste green. You know what I mean? If you've got a whole big thing of greens or sprouts in there and you add like a banana or a little bit of mango, like you've got something really good. So
it's gonna taste like sugar, I feel like.
It's gonna
make people like me happy.
It's gonna be sweet and green, but the green is offsetting the sugar. You know what I mean? Like you're all right. Like you're all right.
I feel like I'm getting away with it because I am now getting this amazing sugar feeling from fruits and vegetables that I used to get from disgusting processed things. So I just feel like it's the best hack ever. And I feel so much better. Obviously, my energy's better. Everything's better. And that was the first thing that the coach flipped. And then everything else flowed from there. So I've been wanting to share it with you all. Some of the insights, some of the debunked dumbass theories about food and eating and what makes us happy in eating.
Yes.
And bring my wonderful expert, Lynnette. Lynnette, how can they catch up with you and Superfood School? What's the best way?
All right. So superfoodschool.com. We've got our courses there that are just for now in LA, but we'll be hopping around doing other ones. Let us know where to come. And then we also have online courses that are being added right now. We've got one on fasting. I've been practicing juice fasting for 14 years. So I've done it 37 times. So there's a course on there that'll teach you about that and really how to learn how to do it the safe way, because there's a safe and effective way to really do it. This is something that all religions have been doing since the beginning of time, and it wasn't to lose the last 10 pounds. This is a mind thing. And you're able to conquer that. It's really excellent.
Think what you could. That was the other dumbass theory my coach, you just reminded me.
Yeah.
I had the theory that if you were hungry, you would die. Like it was not okay. And she taught me it is really okay to have the whole gamut of feelings, including hunger. You can survive it. Yeah. And that was mind blowing to me. And that is a great. I think that is a great example of how one can change their mind completely.
You will die. Anything. You will die of lack of sleep before you die of lack of food. Remember, like literally food, it's sleep, then water. And like food is a couple of weeks down the road. Yeah. Like seriously, the zombie apocalypse comes, don't just go, just take a nap. Like, okay, wait a minute, I'm back. All right. Right. And get your water and keep that together and just hold on to the food. Amazing. But it's definitely a beautiful experience. And once again, like giving your body that time to be able to just think about it at night when it's repairing. That's when your body repairs, and you're like, what else can I do? Like, I'm not digesting all this food. We're not in the food. Oh my God, let's work on the skin. Let's work on this. Oh my God. Okay. Eczema, blah, 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 blah. So
everything clears.
Everything clears. So you can check that out on superfoodschool.com. Much more to come. Definitely sign up for our weekly emails. And then you can find us also most on Instagram, so Superfood School. And then if you just want to see philosophy and just like fun, then you can follow me, Chef Lynnette, on Instagram as well.
Thank you so much for coming.
You're welcome so much.
If you want more information about Handel Group, I think the best thing to do is to get a 30-minute free consultation, and you will see a link to that right here in the notes. A 30-minute free consultation will tell you all about our different coaching offerings, but right now we're in a very special period where Inner You is on sale, and it is on discount because it's an early bird right now. Inner You is our digital program. Yes. We are also digital. So it's an amazing program. All of our method, 12 sessions, all of Lauren, my boss and coaches coaching in one place at your own pace. It comes with a promise tracker. It comes with free twice a month free calls with a coach. Come on. It's like endless what it is. And it's in early bird. So it comes with a bunch of extra free fun stuff and a low rate and discount. And you can find out about that on the free consult or by clicking this wonderful little link you see here in the notes. Yay. Okay. And if you're not sick of us yet, come to Instagram Live because I'm going to go try the new sauce and show you what I'm having for lunch.
Yes.
On Instagram Live.
Yes.
In a few minutes. We started on Instagram. We did Facebook as the middle of the sandwich, and now we're ending on Instagram. That's how we roll. Because when we get together, we can do so much more fun stuff. Okay, everybody.
I'm so glad this happened.
I hope you.
Thank you, guys.
If you tried to see us yesterday, thank you for prevailing and staying strong and seeing us today.
Yes.
If you like more in-person meetings, let us know so we can do more of that.
Yeah.
And then just debunk one of your dumbass food theories. That's all we ask. Just debunk one of them. Try something new. See if you can prove something else true. And keep in touch and let us know how it goes. Bye, everybody. Peace.
Yay! We did it!